Points Memo. Joining us from Washington, Richard Goodstein, Democratic strategist, and Garland Nixon, radio talk show host, also Democrat. And to tell the audience, guys, that we gave you the Talking Points Memo. We really, we usually don't do that, okay? But because there's so much in it, to be fair, I wanted you guys to read it, maybe take some notes. So, Mr. Nixon, we'll begin with you. Where am I going wrong?
Well, I think where you're going wrong is that, number one, you're kind of interpreting this as a reflection on the Obama administration, and I actually think that it's bigger than that. I think this was really about Hillary Clinton. That if you look at the numbers, the people across the Rust Belt that put Donald Trump over the edge, many of them voted for Barack Obama in 2008 and 2012. So they were actually voting for something far different than inclusion. I think it ended up being about money. I think it ended up being about jobs. And the other point I would make is, even when you talk about the poor people in the inner cities who are suffering from crime, etc., don't forget, the word is poor there. I think both parties need to look at this election and reflect on the fact that it came down to money, jobs, poverty, income inequality.
All right, but that wasn't my thrust. So maybe Mr. Goodstein. My thrust was the protesters, the people who won't accept the election in the streets. They're screaming that Trump is not inclusive, all right? It wasn't an analysis of why people voted the way they voted. It's what's happening now. Go ahead, Mr. Goodstein.
Well, again, let's start with the premise that Hillary Clinton will end up having gotten millions more votes.
That's just a waste of our time, Mr. Goodstein. Do you have anything on the inclusive stuff or
more
not?
people voted for her. Bill,
so what?
More people will have...
So what?
Okay.
I have better seats than you do. What difference does it make?
Stay on the memo. If Trump... Okay. I'm just saying there's a significance to that because you're assuming that somehow there's this majority. I would say
I'm assuming that what I said is correct. More than 60 million Americans voted out the inclusive party. And the protesters are now screaming, you don't want inclusion, when they were never included in the first place. You guys both get this now? Go ahead.
Bill, the reason I think that they're feeling now left out is they're scared. They've actually now gone back and looked at what Donald Trump said. And with regard to all the statistics that you rattled off, they felt included because incomes were up, jobs were up. Healthcare costs actually were down relative to what was projected at the end of the Bush administration.
It's propaganda, Mr. Goodstein.
No, Mr.
Goodstein, look, it's just propaganda. Black home ownership is down. Okay, median income is about flat after 8 years. Don't give me this crap.
Now.
Don't give me it.
It's up now.
Don't give me the propaganda. I'm not listening to it. Mr. Nixon,
fine.
you want to stay on the memo?
That's always a good way to proceed, is not listen to facts.